Hello everyone, welcome back once again to DHK. Today we're going to learn all about the possessive determiners in German. They're also often referred to as possessive articles. So without wasting any more time, let us dive right into the lesson. I think we have covered enough vocabulary till now. I want all of you to focus on the concepts more. So you are in luck because I'm not going to cover any new vocabulary today. Just a quick recap, we have now learned all about the nominative, accusative and dative cases. You know that the subject always uses the nominative case, the direct object uses the accusative case, and the indirect object uses the dative case. The forms that we used as the subject, direct object and the indirect object so far were only nouns and personal pronouns. Nouns like a sister, the brother, books and so on. Personal pronouns like I, you, he, she, we, me, him, her, etc. We also saw how they change when they are used in different cases. For example, the nominative personal pronoun is ich, the accusative case is mich, and the dative case is mir. We also saw how the nouns and their articles change. For example, der becomes den in the accusative case and dem in the dative case, and so on and so forth. What we did not consider, however, was when a noun belongs to someone or something. For example, we learned how to say the sister is giving him the notebooks. But whose sister are we talking about? So if I were talking about my sister, I would say my sister is giving him the notebooks instead of the sister. The word my indicates that the noun that follows it, which in this case is sister, is related to me or belongs to me, right? Similarly, if I know that the notebook belongs to us, I would say she is giving him our notebooks. And if I know that she is married to the man, I would say she is giving the notebooks to her husband. The words my, our, and her are nothing but possessive determiners in English. If you combine all these examples together, you can say something like, my sister is giving our notebooks to her husband. It has so much more meaning than just saying, the sister is giving the notebooks to the man. So that is exactly what we're going to learn in German today. So you now know that a determiner is what describes the possession or ownership or belongingness of the noun that follows it. Some more examples would be, she is selling her dress to them. Here, her is the possessive determiner. His daughter is buying our notebooks. In this case, his and our are the possessive determiners. They are telling the students their story. Their is the possessive determiner in this sentence. First, let's see what the possessive determiners are in German. So we have mein, dein, sein, euer, unser, euer, ihr, and capital euer. Mein means my, dein means your, sein means his, sein also means its, euer means her, unser means our, euer means your but plural, euer means their, and capital euer means your but with respect, and it can either be singular or plural. You need to remember all 9 of these. You will be using them very, very often. But there is a catch. In English, the possessive determiners are the same in all 3 cases, that is the nominative, accusative and the dative. For example, my brother ate my noodles. My brother is nominative and my noodles is accusative, but the determiner my remains unchanged. My sister passed my book to my brother. Here my sister is nominative, my book is accusative, my brother is dative, but the determiner my still remains unchanged. Also, if you can notice, the determiner is also independent of the gender or plurality of the following noun. So if the noun is sister, brother, child, book, or noodles, that is feminine, masculine, neuter, singular, or plural, the determiner still remains unchanged. In German, the determiner depends on the gender, plurality, and also the case of the following noun. It is not so difficult though, it is actually easy. The nominative case is the simplest to remember. Let's consider the possessive determiner mine. When the following noun is masculine, the determiner is simply mine. When the following noun is feminine, the determiner becomes mina. When the following noun is neuter, determiner is again simply mine. When the noun is plural, the determiner becomes mina. If you see closely, the determiner behaves the same way as the indefinite article of the noun. So wherever we have ein, we have mine. And wherever we have eine or die in case of plural, we have meine. In the accusative case, if you remember, only the masculine articles change to dein and einen, and the remaining articles remain unchanged. Same is the case with possessive determiners. Mine becomes meinen when the noun is masculine, but meine, mine, and meine remain unchanged for feminine, neuter, and plural nouns. In the dative case, if you remember, all the articles changed. Mine becomes meinem for masculine nouns, meine becomes meiner for feminine nouns, mine becomes meinem for neutral nouns, and meine becomes meinen for plural nouns. It is clear that the way the determiners change is almost exactly the same as the articles. Therefore, possessive determiners are also actually referred to as possessive articles. All these cases and combinations can be simplified further in the form of tables. This table is for ich. The possessive determiner of ich is mine. In the nominative case, it is mine, meine, mine, meine. In accusative, it is meinen, meine, mine, meine. In dative, it is meinem, meiner, meinem, meinen. I am only using the tables to be able to show you all the combinations in one place, but do not try to memorize these tables. It is very easy for you to create the correct possessive determiner if you know the base form of the determiner as we saw in the previous slides. All the determiners follow the exact same pattern. The possessive determiner of du is dein. You only replace the base determiner with the new one. So if you replace mine by dein, you get the entire table for dein. I am not going to go through each of these individually because it is too straightforward. The possessive determiner of as well as s is sein. If you replace mine by sein, you have the entire table for the declension of sein. Very straightforward again. The keyword for this lesson is sein. To know more about keywords, watch our introductory lesson. The possessive determiner of sie meaning she as well as sie meaning they is euer. Replace mine by euer and you get the entire table of declension for euer. Again, very straightforward. The possessive determiner of capital Z is capital euer. The only difference between this table and the previous one is the capitalization of the letter I. Everything else is exactly same and straightforward. The possessive determiner of wir is unser. Again, this is very straightforward. You replace mine by unser and you will have the table of declension for unser. Now this last one is not straightforward. The possessive determiner of euer, meaning you in plural, is euer. The difference here is that when you add an ending to the base form euer, the letter E that precedes the letter R is eliminated. For example, in the feminine nominative case, we have eure. We add the letter E to the base form as usual, just like mine becomes meine. But since we are adding something to the base form, you have to remove the second last letter E from the base form. So it is pronounced eure and not euer. As you can hear, pronouncing euer is actually a little difficult since it has three syllables, and r. So I believe that they wanted to make the pronunciation a little easy by removing an unnecessary syllable from the middle. But it is what it is, so you have to remember this one as an exception for the possessive determiner euer. If there is no addition, like the ones that I have marked with asterisks, like for masculine nominative, neuter nominative, and neuter accusative, then the base form euer remains as it is. In every other case, there is some addition happening, so the E is eliminated. So in the nominative case, it is euer, eure, euer, eure. In the accusative case, it is euren, eure, euer, eure. In the dative case, it is eurem, eurer, eurem, euren. Here are some examples of possessive determiners being used in sentences. Sie verkauft ihrem Mann unseren Computer, meaning she is selling our computer to her husband. Mein Student verkauft uns euren Computer, meaning my student is selling your computer to us. Matthias verkauft es seiner Frau, meaning Matthias is selling it to his wife. Steffi verkauft ihrem Bruder ihr Buch, meaning Steffi is selling her book to your brother. That's it for this lesson. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to attempt the test on this lesson, which you can find in the description of this video or on our website www.dhkedu.com. And I hope to see you in the next lesson. Cheers!